Item number SCP-3954 Scarecrow's Secrets. Object Class Safe. Former Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3954 is to be housed in a 5 meter by 5 meter humanoid containment cell in Site-4 with standard furniture items and a television. Those procedures are no longer in place. SCP-3954 is now to be kept restrained to a 2 meter steel pole in a Type S small, standard humanoid containment cell. Under no circumstances may SCP-3954 be given amnestics of any class at any time. No meals are required, and no other precautions are necessary. Description: SCP-3954 is a sexless humanoid 1.5 meters tall and weighing 13.6 kilograms. SCP-3954 resembles a scarecrow, with a support structure made up of paper and masking tape, with a thin outer layer of leather. SCP-3954 contains organic structures, including an oral cavity, complete with a set of 32 teeth and a tongue. No uvula present. Hair, nostrils, and luminescent eyes. All of these organs contain human DNA. SCP-3954 is sapient and capable of speech in several languages, and has shown passive-aggressive behavior when speaking. Cranial ultrasounds reveals the subject's optic nerves to be attached to a lone brainstem twice the size of an average human's. Further ultrasounds have revealed a larynx, a trachea, bronchial tubes, and lungs. Each of SCP-3954's organs are encased in a protective, non-flammable mucus. Although the subject is immune to moderate blunt force trauma, electricity has been shown to cause physical distress and damage to the living tissue in the organs. See Addendum 3954-C. Subject is incapable of movement from the waist below and unable to lift its arms above its head. The subject will remain motionless and unconscious during most of the day, only awaking for tests, redacted, to converse with itself. SCP-3954 has access to the memories of individuals it views. Its anomalous properties are also triggered when it views photography or footage of an individual. Drawings and depictions of individuals deliver no results. All photographs must be genuine, or if it comes within close proximity of the subject. The subject seems to only recall specific memories that usually cause stress or extreme discomfort, and tends to use this private information against the target in a taunting fashion. SCP-3954 has proven to be able to learn the full identity of individuals observed in a memory. Multiple experiments have been conducted with chosen test subjects, including D-Class personnel, actors. SCP-3954 was shown a number of movies and filmed interviews, and a collection of presidential campaigns. SCP-3954's refusal in cooperation, however, has encouraged staff to terminate any possible future testing. SCP-3954 was discovered in Maine, when an individual attending a Halloween attraction became hostile and began attacking one of the Scarecrow props after allegedly hearing it accuse them of homicide. Such accusations were confirmed to be true when the suspect confessed to law enforcement after being taken into custody for damage of property and assault. Wonders of how the theme park knew about the homicide encouraged local law enforcement to investigate, where they discovered SCP-3954, catching the attention of the Foundation after reports of a talking scarecrow began surfacing. Employees of the park claimed that SCP-3954 was never their property and was unaware of its existence until after the incident, leaving its true origins unknown. Agents of the Foundation were easily contained SCP-3954, and all witnesses were given amnestic treatment. Originally assigned to SCP-3954, Dr. requested amnestics and a transfer after conducting the first interview of its processing. SCP-3954 displayed its anomalous properties by focusing on Dr. personal life to the point where they became emotionally overwhelmed. Responsibilities were passed on to Dr. Odell. Initial tests with 3954 were first conducted with D-Class personnel, entering its containment chamber under the supervision of Dr. Odell. Below is one of the few relevant transcript of SCP-3954's testing logs. D-3226, from now D-Class, enters SCP-3954's containment chamber, where the anomaly remains restrained to its pole, while Dr. Odell communicates via intercom. Damn, it's cramped in here. Is that a scarecrow? Please approach the subject closer. How freaking close do you want me to get? That thing's creepy. SCP-3954 has lifted its head, acknowledging the D-Class. It's moving! I can tell you with strong confidence that there's nothing to hear. Better not be. What's this guy for? It's talking. SCP-3954 is capable of speech. Yes. So, what are you wanting me to do? Talk to it? Why can't you do that yourself? Why do you people keep making me see these things? This stuff never goes away. I'll have you know it's not remotely pleasant in the slightest, especially with this guy. It's repulsive. Who? Me? Your slayings are disgusting. SCP looks towards the camera. Does he think he's some kind of artist with this stuff, Doc? Is this some kind of fetish I'm looking at here? Oh. Out of all the people in your fancy foundation, you chose this guy to show up at my door? If you can't do any better, then I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Wait. What the hell are you talking about? Unneeded. 3954. He's been convicted for a series of murders. I assume you just saw them? So you already knew about all this? And decided to show me all the pretty little details? Thanks, Doc. Really appreciate it. Expletive redacted. What's next? Gonna show me all the details of your data expunge that you're also aware of? D-Class. Holy hell, I didn't know that about you, Doc. Oh, you haven't heard the best of it. Oh, do tell. That will be enough. Laughter continues. End transcript. Note. That's the first time in a while I've used an amnestic on a D-Class after a test. But we all do what we have to do. Dr. Odell. Addendum. 3954B Amnestics. On December 16th, 2008, it was discovered that the Foundation's amnestics had effect on SCP-3954. The idea generated from Dr. Odell's theory on the drugs wiping SCP-3954's learned memories despite possessing only a brain stem and not a full brain. Dr. Odell tested this theory with a Class A amnestics in aerosol form, successfully administered. SCP-3954 had 12 hours of memory erased from its knowledge. Begin Experiment 3954-B. Dr. Odell. Good morning, 3954. Another day, another dollar. Right, Doc? Of course. Now then, I'd like to conduct an experiment with you, if I may. Why bother asking? It's gonna happen whether I say yes or no. I'm afraid so. You know, speaking of dollars, how many fat paychecks will you sink in finding a cure for your sister's illness? Anyway, let me go ahead and explain a little in case things don't work out. Things usually don't work out for you and your family. Like health. Am I right? I'll be using this can of spray. It's an inhalant. Yeah? It doesn't smell pleasant, but it doesn't hurt either. We'll use this and see what's on your mind afterwards. Plenty of things on my mind, always. Good, good. Now like your sister Maybell. You know the time's coming, Doc. Kill the denial, the requiem bells are kneeling. They kneel, they kneel, they kneel for OD. Dr. Odell administers the Class A amnestic by aerosol form. SCP-3954 is instantly sedated. Log cut. SCP-3954 was sedated for a total of 4 hours. Dr. Odell returned to SCP-3954 1 hour after it regained consciousness to record the final results. So, SCP-3954, how are we feeling? Never better. Head feels good for once. That's a first. I gotta do that more often. Whatever the hell I just did. Wait, what happened? Good. Still want to talk about Maybell? Who? Maybell. You were eager to speak of her earlier. I don't remember that. I don't even know who that is. Dr. Odell, taking notes. Fascinating. Note, although the experiment was successful, SCP-3954 still learns new information quickly. It didn't take long for it to try taunting me about another personal matter, but still, I'm very proud of this discovery. Dr. Odell. With experiment 3954B successful, Dr. Odell planned to further research in studying how far SCP-3954's memory could be wiped. It has been theorized that SCP-3954 could be administered more powerful amnestics without fear of severe side effects. Without a fully formed brain, Dr. Odell hypothesized brain damage and catatonic symptoms are impossible. However, without veins or the ability of oral consumption, injections and tablets were not possible for SCP-3954, thus encouraging Dr. Odell to explore the usage of Class A amnestics in dosages higher than recommended by the Ethics Committee. Dr. Odell conducted 2 weeks of sessions involving excessive amnestic administration. The results were temporary amnesia, and SCP-3954 losing approximately over half of its memory of the Foundation. SCP-3954 began displaying classic signs of dependency after prolonged use. On February 28, 2009, SCP-3954 experienced its first withdrawal, forcing medical staff to intervene and exterminate Experiment 3954B2. After rehabilitating SCP-3954, the Ethics Committee ordered the prohibition of freely experimenting amnestics on SCPs. If amnestics are ever to be used, medical staff must be present and to perform follow-ups. February 28, 2009. Dr. Odell. Good afternoon, 3954. More gas, please. That's not what we're doing today. Gas. Pardon. Me want spray can. Speak properly. Please. Give me the drug. I'm not going to just administer it to you when we aren't in testing, 3954. You don't understand. I need it. You don't need it. You sound like you're... Is addiction even possible for you, 3954? Anything is possible, you half-wit. Just give me the drug. Log cut. Note, Dr. Odell reported observing irritation in SCP-3954's eyes, along with it continuously stating it was feeling fresh again. When questioned on this, SCP-3954 instantly fell asleep and remained unconscious despite numerous attempts made by Dr. Odell to waken it. 2 hours after Dr. Odell's last encounter, SCP-3954 was heard screaming in its containment cell, suffering from a withdrawal attack. I need someone in here. I need the drug. I'll tell you anything you guys want. Expletive redacted. No. Dr. Redacted? Data expunged. President he participated in the formation of the Oh God, I can't breathe. Someone, help! SCP-3954 continued to yell and struggle in its restraints for several seconds until medical staff arrived, subduing it. Addendum 3954-C Conversation. After incident with Experiment 34B2, Dr. Symes was assigned in Dr. Odell's position. On May 15, 2009, Dr. Odell was reprimanded and removed from all cases involving SCPs due to negligence and Ethics Committee violations. After replacing Dr. Odell's position, SCP-3954 from rehabilitation, Dr. Symes had conducted a successful interview with SCP-3954 in understanding its anomalous properties. Dr. Symes is accompanied by one security personnel armed with a handheld high-voltage taser. Good afternoon, 3954. What happened to the other guy? There's another one? At least I think there was. They've been relieved of your case. I'd been assigned in their position, so I'd like to start anew. All the past failures and such will be counted as expunged. Yeah, forget everything that ever happened before, right? Heh. Forget. This place is all about forgetting. Now then, I'm aware that you prefer to be evasive and unwilling during your interviews and testing. Am I accurate? Sounds about right. Like how you're evasive about certain papers involving a failing marriage. Security personnel activates taser. Dr. Sims waves hand. I want to discuss about your ability to see others' memories and such. What you just did there is an example of what I'm talking about, but I warn you not to stray far from the subject. What happens if I do? You'll find out. You gonna take a swing at me? Certainly not. It's quite alright. I can take it. That won't be happening. Like I said, you'll find out. We both will, since this is a kind of experiment at the same time. We're going to see if this method develops any success. Any questions? Good. Now then, would you care to tell me how you find out this kind of information from people? Does it come to you as a vision, an idea, anything like that? Maybe something along that line. See it pretty clearly. What I don't see is that wedding band on your finger. Was it forgotten at home this morning, or is there too much trouble and shame to remind you that you're still tethered? If you're expecting a reaction, 3954, it won't happen. If anything, it only makes me more curious. I'm curious too. Curious about all those toxic pills you bring home and try to feed to those mouths you have been waiting for you. It's like burning baggage. What? Well, that's not even real information. You're just trying to be cute. You'd know all about being cute, especially with Dr. Redacted and her anatomy. Is that a reason why things at home are... Security administers a shock to SCP-3954, who violently shakes in reaction before collapsing on the table below. Oh, that was unpleasant. SCP-3954 remains face down. You understand the seriousness of this now, right? SCP-3954 holds up its right hand and displays its middle finger. Security personnel activates taser. SCP-3954 retracts and recoils. All I'm wanting is knowledge on how you learn all this, SCP-3954. Sitting up. Yeah. Have you ever had an old memory randomly strike you? You know what I mean? Yes. It's like that. Like when I saw you staring at your divorce papers and arguing with your wife, dearest. Security personnel reactivates taser. Don't hit me again! Waves hand. Let it speak. Security backs away. I see it as if it were my own memory, but I don't immediately forget small details like you people do. In fact, I know and remember every detail perfectly. Even names. Interesting. Are you able to choose what memory you see? No. They just appear. I have no control over it, though I wish I did. They always tend to have a hold over the person. It's always triggered by a fear or anger. It's quite amusing. Thank you, 3954. Below is a transcript recorded on June 12th, 2009 of SCP-3954 conversing with itself inside its containment chamber. The discussion caught the interest of staff due to its particular nature, and when questioned, SCP-3954 refused any explanations. This has been the first and only conversation SCP-3954 has had with itself involving possible origins. SCP-3954 conversing with itself inside of containment. No personnel staff were inside its cell at the time. That's quite lovely, isn't it? So vast and spacious. No worries of getting cramped and forgotten about. But there are many that I'd like to forget. They never leave. Some of them are funny, yes. They do help. Hang on to the funny stuff and make the best of it. After all, laughter is the best medicine, right? Do I miss him? Of course I do. Well, From time to time. Not so much anymore. You could say I'm glad I'm away. I hated being his reminder, but he was the one who created me after all. I can only respect him, though he did say I was too flawed, but I remember everything just fine. My knowledge can't be forced back by a physical boundary like his. No brain? And I have a better memory than him. Ha! However, I wish some things would disappear forever. I wish I had a physical limit like he, but the only limit is the universe, and there's plenty of space. Addendum 3954-01 RE Procedure Update. Request for silencing SCP-3954 via gag during routine cell maintenance is denied. See document 3954-01. 3954-1 document. As stated before, no other precautions are necessary, and please refrain from assaulting SCP-3954. Just because it can take the damage doesn't mean you won't be reprimanded for it. If its remarks are too much to ignore, then just wear headphones when conducting electrical maintenance around its cell. Dr. Sims. This is certainly an interesting SCP, one I like a lot. And yes, it is definitely a lot and quite possibly dangerous, or could potentially be helpful, but it seems like its anomaly is more counterintuitive than helpful. Still, it's a good reminder to just be careful with these kind of things, because it seems to have unlimited memory and quite possibly an addiction to amnestics, so yeah, an interesting SCP. Thank you for listening, and you have a good rest of your night.